Welcome back. It's still the Morning Crossfire on the nation's #1 talk news and sports radio station. At least that's what I've heard about this station, and I've chosen to believe it. 92.3 Nigeria Info. For this hour, we're looking at investment, but not just any kind. Investment on a platform that we've all come to understand. Yes, it has ended with a sour taste, but the investors have refused to let go. Now, aggrieved investors of MBA Capital and Trading Limited, otherwise known as MBA Forex, say they will protest to Abuja soon to demand the return of their capital and the arrest of the CEO of the company, Maxwell Odum. The chairman of victims of MBA Forex fraud in Port Harcourt, Christian Agadaga, told correspondent Choma Izenwafo that during the protest, they will expose a bank allegedly working with the company CEO to defraud the investors.
The latest now is that there is a bank in Nigeria that has decided to partner with Maxwell in this fraud. The name of that bank and more details will be revealed when we get to Abuja on our protest. We are so shocked to get this revealed. We have it on good authority anytime soon, expect it this month, anytime soon. If the office here in Port Harcourt have done this job so far, we are going to protest on different government authorities to see if they can listen to our plight.
Okay, well, I don't know. I would like to know what bank that is. I feel like following them to Abuja. But recall that in April, the aggrieved investors of MBA Forex held a protest at the South headquarters of the EFCC in Port Harcourt. In May, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, said the MBA Forex Capital Trading Company was never registered under the commission. The company is, however, registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission and the Special Control Unit against money laundering. It looks like no matter how far we run, we end up at the same place, and that is people being on a wrong platform, or better yet, getting defrauded. So, what kind of platform is MBA Forex? What do they do? Is it legit? Well, to help us understand all that needs understanding, Professor Tamunonimim Ngerebo-a is a financial analyst, forensic, and chartered accountant, and many more titles to his name. Good morning, Professor.
Good morning. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, everybody.
Thank you very much for joining us. So this is your field. You know, you're in the financial, accounting, banking, money, investment sector. What kind of platform would you classify MBA Forex? What is it called? I know it's not Ponzi, or maybe it is. I don't know. What do you call those kinds of platforms?
Yeah, MBA Forex is a forex company, a trader and a broker. What we mean by broker is that a firm that is incorporated, it can train, it can invest on other on behalf of others.
Okay.
And then such brokers have their own licenses getting from their main outreach.
Okay.
Now, is particularly in this regard an investment outfit, in as much as it is not supposed to be trading on its own alone. It is trading on behalf of others, like an agent. You have an agent-principal relationship between them and the public, that is investors. So we can generally call them, in this perspective, as an investment outfit.
Now, their activities, is it legal? Is it legal to trade for people?
Yeah, as far as the Corporate Affairs Commission has given them license, or yes, as certificate to do their business, they are legal to the extent that the public will know.
Okay.
Now, it is when, like you had in your intro, that they were not registered by one of the outfits,
the
except
SEC.
for years.
Yeah.
Now, if they are not expected to do such business, remember that the banking law, for instance, in Section 2 of the banking law, it says it defines a bank and a banker. Okay. And it simply says one of the definitions is that a bank is an institution incorporated in Nigeria. Now, when you take only that as per that phrase, any person can do banking. But the end of it is that it must be gazetted by the governor of central bank. So if the EFCC that is supposed to be in charge of Ponzi and fraud is saying that that is not, they have not registered, it means that they are doing illegal business.
The SEC, not the EFCC.
I mean the EFCC rather.
Okay, so The reason I'm a bit, I don't want to use the word confused, but that's the point I'm trying to make, is because with the fall, well, I wouldn't say fall, with what's going on with MBA,
Yeah.
it has brought about questions about the legality of Forex itself.
Okay.
Whether that is something people should engage in, or they just were doing it with the wrong person. Let's look at Forex at the level of me, Oråcle Chinedu, wanting to trade or wanting to get money from it. Are there limits to what I can do with Forex? Is there, how can I get into it? Let's imagine I want to get into that world.
Yeah, Forex business is a nice business. It's as good as risky. The much good, it's more risky.
Okay.
Now, anybody can enter into Forex. It's the market that has had a lot of trading per day. More than 6 billion naira is traded. I mean, 6 billion dollars are traded every day. Now, anybody can go into it, but you must have the knowledge to go into it. And most firms will not want to trade on behalf of their clients or customers. But if you decide to go into that extent, that is a firm deciding to go to that extent of trading for them, it will trade for them on the basis that it is an investment outfit, not a trader.
Okay.
Yes, because if a person comes to me and say, please hold my money as a chartered stockbroker, and you say, hold my money, after a while I want the money back, the person expects the money to grow.
Yeah.
And in the forex market is a very dynamic market. So you need to be vigilant, you need to be watchful, you don't need greed. So, but I see one thing in this whole episode when I started hearing about MBA collapsing or pulling out of Port Harcourt. I see one thing, that people fancied the percentage that is given to them, and therefore went into it without finding out the root of what they are going to. And therefore, this company, as this call it a pyramid scheme, but the pyramid looks like a Ponzi. There's a difference between pyramiding and Ponzi.
Okay.
Now, if it's a pyramid, it will grow, and then you come back, you start afresh, and you grow, and it come back, has legs, and you go on. You know, that is what it's supposed to be. Where it has got to where the company is promising something they cannot defend or they cannot sustain, it becomes something close to Ponzi.
Okay.
We are not classifying them as Ponzi for now because it is legitimately registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, are you saying that there are unrealistic promises that some of these companies make?
Yes. Yes.
And what percentage would you classify as unrealistic?
If our inflation rate, take for instance our inflation rate should advise somebody how much you could invest your money and how much you could turn it over.
Okay.
Once it is even more than 2 times of what it is, I don't know what you're going. Even if it is house rent, it's an annual thing, and you say you want to jack it up, people will not come. If you're selling granite and you put your price higher than your neighbor's own, people will not come. So let's look at the inflation rate. If you are even working with the inflation rate, because foreign exchange is dynamic, and of course you can always make money from foreign exchange at any time, even greater than what the inflation rate is like.
Yeah.
Now, having said that, once the report, the promise of interest, the return on your investment is far higher, and it looks too good to be trusted, then it becomes suspicious.
Now, most of the platforms I've seen and heard of have, played around 10, 15, and even 20%.
Reasonable.
I personally have not seen anyone above 20, but maybe there is. Now, let's look at promising someone that return consistently every month. I know people are on it for 6 months, some for 1 year, depending on the plan. Can a company promise to give me 20% return on investment consistently
every month
for 1 year and sustain it?
That is the question I'm saying. That's the issue. Take for instance 15%, or even the 20%. Let's take the higher side. 20% times 12 months will give you 240%. What is the inflation rate in a year? It doesn't go up to that. We have not got up to 60%. We have not got up to 30%. So if the normal, let's say, monetary market is promising you 15% and 20%, as the case may be, we don't expect that. However good the foreign exchange market will be, we don't expect that it will be too far from that. The reason is that the market fluctuates. If, for instance, you're trading gold, gold is the fastest returner of returns. Now, if you have gold and you're trading gold, in a split second, you can lose your account. In a split second. So you need to be vigilant. You need to be principled. You don't need greed, as it were. Now, when these people promise this high level of interest, you will end up, definitely you will end up not being able to meet everybody. Because the news will be going to the town. There's a company called MBA, for instance, that is promising 15% return every month. 15% return every month? That is high. You're talking of 180% in a year? It's high. So for me, for any company to go into that, even if the person is trading oil, the person is trading Bitcoin. You see, recently Bitcoin collapsed. Yeah. So you have, somebody needs to be careful what the person is promising. The promise is the case.
A lot of people say experience and expertise help to reduce the risk and the losses. So what if this team, this company, you know, boast of the most experienced traders? They've been in this business for decades. They know the risk. They know when to, you know, buy and sell and withdraw. You know, they come with all these terms and say, listen,
yes.
We've been doing this for a very long time. And they have a higher rate of success. Is that not a reason to be confident that maybe they can deliver consistently on 20% every month?
Sir, what is the record of MBA as a broker? If they are attached to an established trader worldwide, fine and good. But these things, as it were, I don't have record. Nigerians don't have record. We just want to turn out our money, maybe because of our level of development or poverty or whatever. Now, people are interested in knowing that MBA can give you 10% per month, 15% per month. So if somebody is so eager to turn out his money, why do you keep the money? Why do you go to a product market? As it were, you are doing something that does not even add to the product that is supposed to back up the value of the money. Now, if companies are going to do that, we will simply have to pack our economy and go. Yes. So, for me, it's not the issue of how much you're promising. What is their record? If somebody has a record, fine and good. Believe you me, even the best traders lose market. The best traders lose market. In as much as we know that there are stop losses, there are take profit positions, maybe take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 2, 3, you know, that is the highest you can go. You have your risk management, which is stop loss. It can also hit the stop loss, and you still find out that it is not even reversing. It is not changing position to your advantage. If you have a situation like that, greed will make you, let me look at another thing. Let me just do another one. Maybe it is going this way. It's not going to work. So these are the risk management in foreign exchange is very sensitive.
Okay. Now, before Forex became mainstream on an individual level, where, you know, the next man and myself can trade, we used to hear that it was traded mainly by institutions.
Yeah.
At a larger level.
Yeah.
Countries, even banks used to trade.
Yeah.
Why did it suddenly become mainstream? Why did it suddenly become accessible to us, as against decades ago when we didn't have access to Forex?
Number one, technology. Technology has made it easy, open for everybody. Two, the market is no longer as restricted as before. Now, those who are trading, like personal trading, there are some that have huge money, as huge as the banks could have. Okay. Let's talk about former CBN governor, the former emir of Kano, who is a trader, a known trader worldwide. Now, such persons could have enough money, enough capital, what we call it in foreign exchange trading, equity. You have big equity. That you can take swing trades. They are what we call swing trades. There are intraday trades. So if those people can place their money and leave it even for 1 year, for 6 months, and it turns out to be very good for them. So if you have capital enough, you can do. That's technology is one. It has made it open. Everything is open. All the things that, in fact, besides COVID, thank God for COVID. COVID has made everything on your phone.
Thank God for COVID.
Yes, thank God for COVID, because it wouldn't have been that easy So now that we have had everything on our phone, it's okay. They're good to go. Anybody can do it. Number one. Number two, no more restriction. The boundaries are collapsed. We have come to a place where everybody is on the same page. So you can do any trade. Number three, Nigerians, for one, I'm talking of the country I know. I'm not talking of another one. For us here, we know that we want to turn out our own, if I want to make money as quickly as possible. So people see that if you go to contract, the contracts are not flowing, and it is very few. If you come into a money market, it is sluggish. How much are you getting from treasury bill? Deposit, how much are you getting? Quarterly, how much are you getting? So the easiest way and the fastest way to get money could be this forex trading. So people have to join the bandwagon to get money. I'm not blaming anybody. It's a good business. It's a good business.
Yeah, but do you think that the failure of our systems also push people a little further? I think you were making a bit of that point. A lot of people say, oh, you leave your money in the bank, it doesn't increase. They take all the charges for SMS, card maintenance, and all of that. Even if you get an interest from the bank, it's negligible. It's something very small.
Very negligible.
Yes. So when a platform like this comes and promises a particular percentage, and it has worked for some people through time, naturally, because the banks are not an option, we go in that direction. Do you think our systems have also pushed people?
System has pushed us. That is true. But we cannot also rule out that this is a worldwide thing. It's a worldwide thing. So it is not because our system has collapsed or is constrained. That is why we are going that way. In Sweden, we have negative interest rates, which is to say, you place money, you are even given a better return. Right? Now, if you want to borrow, you are borrowing money, and the person is the lender is actually assisting you, partnering with you to do what you want to do. The share banking, for instance, when you have profit sharing. So you have things like that. So it is not because our system collapsed. I think our system is evolving. We'll get to that level, and at that point, every person will understand that it is not the small percentage on the savings or in the deposit that is the challenge. Because everywhere, the interest rate is collapsing. The interest rate worldwide on money market is falling. In as much as we are able to maintain or manage our inflation rate, interest rate will fall. And therefore, you don't expect that the lender is not lending at 5%, he wants to give you at 6%. He will be running at a loss. That is the truth about it. But our situation is so permit me to use the word, so challenging that we want these things as quickly as possible.
Okay. It's a Morning Crossfire 92.3 Nigeria info. We're talking about aggrieved MBA capital investors stating that they will take their protest to Abuja, and a bank will be mentioned. I personally cannot wait. I don't know about you. After the break, of course, we talk some more about these investments. Don't go anywhere.
The Morning Crossfire.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817-001-8162. That is 0817-001-8162. And let us connect you to your
The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave.
92.3 Nigeria Info.
92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning.
The latest now is that there is a bank in Nigeria that has decided to partner with Maxwell in this fraud. The name of that bank and more details will be revealed when we get to Abuja on our protest. We are so shocked to get this revealed. We have it on good authority anytime soon, especially this month, anytime soon. If the office here in Port Harcourt have done this job so far, we are going to protest on different government authorities to see if they can listen to our plight.
This is the Morning Crossfire on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. The words and voice of Chairman of Victims of MBA Forex Fraud in Port Harcourt, Christian Agadaga. That's a chairmanship position I'm certain most people do not want, chairman of victims. But the reality is, well, they are aggrieved, and they're taking a protest to Abuja, stating that they will expose a particular bank of their connivance with Maxwell Odum, who is the CEO of MBA Capital. My guest, Professor Tamunonimim Ngerebo-a, financial analyst, forensic and chartered accountant, is still here with me. You're welcome once again, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right. So you need knowledge for the purpose of training. Let's look at the timeline of training, the time frame rather. A couple of people who, claim to have the capacity to train people. So you come learn with us 3 months, how many weeks, I don't know, and you become an expert trader. In your experience, how long do you think it would take for someone to get to a point where they can be called an expert trader? How much training would they need?
If you say how much training, I don't know how to answer that. But I know that for you to be a successful trader, not that you are not going to lose trades, you need a minimum of 6 months of consistent training. Consistent. Apart from the people that will train you, you too also put in your own effort to equip yourself.
Okay.
You need knowledge. That's the way I can answer that.
Now let's look at the regulatory agencies. The report states that MBA Forex was registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission and the Special Control Unit Against Money Laundering. But the SEC, Security and Exchange Commission, claims they were not registered with them. How many agencies do we need to look to for registration when a platform comes up and says, oh, we offer this, we give you this, we're an investment platform? How many offices do people need to walk through and search to be sure that this company has ticked all the boxes?
For the people, for us, I'm talking of the people. For us, we may not be able to check that, except for those who are critical minded. Critical in the sense that they don't want to take extra risk. they will now want to find out what are the regulatory permissions or permits that institutions have had.
Yeah.
Now we've heard, of course, for a company to operate in Nigeria, CAC must be there.
Yeah, definitely.
Now the EFCC has given that as anti-money laundering to give them. Because they are an investment outfit, I'm saying it in light of what people have been doing with them. It's an investment they go for. Because they are an investment outfit. The Investment and Securities Act in Nigeria, which is regulated or which is operated by the Securities and Exchange Commission, must give them a license. And if for any reason they do anything close to banking, Central Bank of Nigeria must license them. Whether it is micro or macro, they must license them. These are things that somebody will want to know. In fact, by walking into their office, the licenses and whatever, the certificates must be displayed for you to see. If you walk in there with open eyes, what I mean by open, nobody walks in any physically close, but with intelligence in you to find out that whether these people are solid or not, whether they can stand the test of time or not, you see them displayed. The certificates will be displayed. And of course, they may not be stale because some of them are renewable. So if they are stale, it gives you question. It is true that the regulatory authorities and the monetary authorities are supposed to be going time to time to check out these issues.
Yeah.
But somehow we have some lax ends. Some persons may not be doing their work well, and I should have said this off air, that some of us may not even take our work serious. When we go there and something is given, a cup of tea, you know, the cup of tea or time the reverse, a cup of tea or a cup of coffee costs, and the report is given, which may not be the reality. We have window dressing that happens. So all these ones put together. But ordinarily, you walk into an office, you should be able to see the display of licenses that have been given. You may not be able to count them.
All right. I'd like to hear from you now. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. 0817-923-0007. And WhatsApp and Telegram 080-903-06. 416. Aggrieved MBA Capital Investors looking to take the protest to the nation's capital, Abuja, and they said a bank will be named. Please turn off your radio as you call us. Good morning.
Good morning, Sam and Prof in the studio.
Good morning.
I am Dr. Dennis Onyagwara.
Go ahead, doctor.
I am personally unhappy with two people in this instance. One, federal government. Two, the radio stations. Now we talk every day with our credits and you people do nothing with it. I have said this thing severally. Who is authorized to do banking in Nigeria? How can the Federal Ministry of Finance and the CBN sue ordinary citizens who are not qualified to do banking come and do banking? What is banking? Reception of deposits from the citizens. It is a huge thing. In which thing people are suffering in Nigeria out of poverty. They want to increase their money, then they go to a place where the federal government knows is wrong, and they allow them to put money in those places. So if I could sue at the international court, I will sue the federal government and not MBA Forest.
All right.
The federal government is supposed to clamp down on them. Federal Ministry of Finance Incorporated is supposed to clamp down on any citizen soliciting deposits. It's wrong. I have said the thing on radio so many times, and the radio stations never take anything to stay here. It's just okay, you people call, what's your credit, they share to 10 PM and all that, and that's all we get. Thank you, man.
Dr. Dennis, thank you for sharing that. Solomon from Aba Road. Good morning, Solomon.
Good morning, Oracle.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm quite interested in the discussion this morning.
All right.
You know, when MBA Forest came into some of I work in the financial institution, and some begin to ask, is this really genuine? Just like your guest has explained, the interest is outrageous, not taking consideration of inflation and the standards of what central bank has issued. I decided to find out, I called Security and Exchange Commission, and I find that it is so that any business that is into exchange, capital, forex,
Okay.
must be registered with Security and Exchange Commission. They were not registered. But just like the last comment your guest made, they have these certificates hanged in their offices that they are registered. You know, sorry, we are in a terrible state.
Okay, let me get something clear, Solomon. Solomon, sorry for cutting you, Solomon.
Don't go to check.
Hello, Solomon, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting you. So you reached out to the SEC to know if MBA was registered. How do you do that? Via email, via phone call?
No, phone call. They have their phone number.
Okay.
I called them through the phone number, and the man was even thanking me, like, thank God for you. You have reached out to us. Most people will not do this due diligence.
Okay.
But also telling him that you guys know that this thing is going on. Why can't you do something to it? Now look at the number of people that have been swinging out of their money. Billions. The last time was calculated on something billions just from Port Harcourt previously. It's quite appalling. So it's a breakdown of our institution,
Okay.
lack of regulations, and so many supervisions not being taken place. This is not what we start by the president. No, we are not doing our work. They put us in their offices. We don't work.
All right.
So that is quite saying the truth.
Thank you very much,
breakdown
Solomon.
of the system and that.
David is calling from Ngerebo-a. Good morning, David.
Yes, my brother Sam. My name is David West.
Go ahead.
All right. In this issue we are discussing today, I know some time ago, I've also discussed the same issue with us. So I want to reiterate my earlier stated opinion.
All right.
The problem with us is we are always looking for shortcuts to make money. Now, let me give you an example of what I'm saying. Over here in Bayelsa State, Abuja to be precise, the people also have an issue like this. As I speak with you, if you come to Bayelsa, the mood of the people that are engaged or the people that involve themselves in this cooperative word of view are mourning as it is. Their money is hanging somewhere in the cooperative society. Bayelsa Multipurpose Cooperative Society. The society now has an issue, and its members are all mourning. How will they make back their money? The problem with us again is when you are going to register or be a member of these investment houses, you are giving forms to fill, you are giving papers to fill, and these people will not look at it properly or even take it to a lawyer to interpret it for them where they do not understand. For instance, in one of the forms I stumbled into, it is clearly written that if there is any issue, you have to go by way of arbitration first to settle it. And look at it. The cooperative society is in Ngerebo-a, where you will go and settle it. The arbitration panel will be sitting in Lagos. Does it make sense to you? For one poor man who is struggling, who borrowed money somewhere to go and invest, you are telling me if you have problem with him, he will not settle the arbitration in Ngerebo-a where he is, but he will go to Lagos. Then after which, you will not begin to give them 6 months or they are about to think of how to. In fact, it is clearly stated that you cannot even see the cooperative society. So we must, as a matter of urgency, begin to look at what we are signing, what we are going into. This nonchalant attitude of make I quickly go down. It's not helping matters. The people are suffering today. Their money is hanging. It's unfortunate.
All right.
So finally, let me just say that for those people in the MBA, they have been protesting since. Let them continue to protest. It's a 50-50 thing if they can recover their money.
All right, thank you very much, David. James. All right, I left the call. Apologies. Good morning, Oracle. Please ask. He's asking if a particular company is registered with the SEC. Well, you have to find out from the SEC themselves. I'm hoping that we try to get those numbers to give them. There should be a website. Yes, please. Securities and Exchange Commission. There has to be ways to reach out. But now, Professor, these are some of the issues. The SEC knew or was alerted at some point that there's such a company that engages in this kind of practice. And we only began to hear, I don't know if they made a statement before MBA crashed, but we only began to hear, oh, they were not registered with SEC after people had lost monies. That's when, the due diligence that should have happened before now happened. Now, if these regulatory agencies hear of a particular company, they know of something happening, and they do not raise the alarm, doesn't that make them liable somehow?
Yeah, they are moral ground. They are liable because it is their duty. They have failed. They are relegated their duty. It's the relation of duty. So as far as I'm concerned, well, the contract is between the company and the investor per se, but they also have to do their enlightenment. If the Securities and Agents Commission had done their own bit, they are aware that there are funds like that. Let me give you an instance, like the first caller. From the voice, I understand that he must have heard about Omana Omana in Port Harcourt. When Omana was booming, every person was rushing in.
Is that an investment platform?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I was part of the persons that River State government engaged to audit Omana when it collapsed, when they shut it down, because it was Ponzi. We are giving whether 60% per month.
60.
Very high price.
Wow.
And the thing couldn't go. A lot of people were involved. Of course, for Ponzi schemes, they will attract the identity of pyramid. And because people were coming in, they were using Paul's money to pay Peter.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they couldn't contain them. But the authorities were all aware. The authorities were all aware. So they didn't take action. Ordinarily, if somebody is suing, like he said, they are liable to be sued, and the money could be got from them, not only the companies concerned. Yes.
All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Jude is calling from Eligbolo. Good morning, Jude.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Yeah, please. My little contribution to this discussion is I want to also blame the media house. I have personally listened to Nigeria Info. This is one of the stations that I take whatever come out of them as very credible. I found out that some people are still running programs concerning returns on investment, even on your platform. And I should think that before it comes public, you can do your own personal investigation on these companies that come to run programs. Did you go through all these satisfied requirements before? There is one now that is running 15% or whatever in your pocket. I have written concerning that company, and I'm surprised that it's still running that promo in your company. So when people hear this from your station, they can take it as something that is credible, and they go into it. And when they fall to it, you will come and you start explaining the EFCC, this and that and that. Can't you do extra by helping your customers as well? Thank you very much.
Okay. So for that, there's something called the APCON code. You know, when advertisers fulfill that, on our end, we run those adverts. That's one. Two, we have put out disclaimers countless times. Do your due diligence. That an advert airs on this station, it has gone through the part where we are supposed to take it. You will not come and lose your money and say, oh, because Nigeria Info carried it. As a matter of fact, let me look for that so that you know it was not recorded this morning. We've always had it. It should be somewhere here.
That was an infomercial. We ask that you kindly verify all claims made before making any investment decision, as Nigeria Info will not be held liable. Thank you.
Professionally produced and aired countless times. So yes, I understand. One or two persons may have lost money. But you see, on this end, we play our part. And I should play this again for playing our part.
That was an infomercial. We ask that you kindly verify all claims made before making any investment decision, as Nigeria Info will not be held liable. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's what goes with thank you. So yes, once they are, through with the code, once we've fulfilled our own end of it, then it's up to you. You would not tell me because you heard Oråcle Chinedu say you decided to put your 200 million. There is due diligence. So I understand that, yes, because the platform is, it's known to, uphold certain standards. You would expect certain things. But it's not enough for you to drop your own expectations of yourself. All right. I'll be taking the call from, Ola has been on for a while. All right. I apologize for that. So, looking at all of this now, and this is not a time to, well, if we're going to blame, we'll not go anywhere really. What should the next man look out for? Now there's a new platform, there's a new investment sector, there's something new. And investment is always good. What should I be looking out for when next I hear, put your money here and you get this? What must be there? What must I know?
Yeah, by the IFRS, International Financial Regulation and Regulatory Standard, there are certain things organizations are supposed to put to the public. For instance, the sustainability report or the management report.
Okay.
Each of these will give you certain information that the financial record, the financial statements may not give. They may give you in-depth of what you're supposed to get. Take, for instance, I want to walk into an investment company. I walk in there, I should be able to ask, what are your experiences? Where is your financial statement? Has it been approved? Have you rendered your financial report to the relevant authorities? All those ones, as you're even, let's say for instance, even in banking, of course, no person goes into banking without CBN involvement. Yeah. So if somebody is doing something close to banking, it is even our responsibility to even raise alarm. Are you registered as a bank? Now, for an individual to check, there are certain things you check. For instance, is it licensed? Yes. Licensed by who? That is the basic question. Licensed by who? By the time the person answers the license by who, you will find out that the necessary organizations, institutions, regulatory organizations that are supposed to license them would have been completed. Fine and good. Yeah. What is the rate of returns? Does it look too attractive to be believed? That is the basic thing. We are on the rush. We, including me, we are on the rush to make money because it is biting. The economy is biting. So we look for somewhere that we can make good money and sustain ourselves. But while we are doing that, we should also understand that it is very, very fraudulent to promise something that can be out of this world. I can't give somebody my money to manage at 15% per month. What is the person doing in 30 days to turn it around to get 16%? That's a basic question. So if somebody is going into investments, somebody is going to deposit, if somebody is going to any business, let us begin to articulate ourselves. Let us reinvigorate ourselves to know that existing truth, what is the basis of this work? Let me give you an instance. There was a company that came up and said they deal on cars. They invest, they collect money from the public and deal on cars. And I asked myself, how much is the turnover on cars? The difference between Port Harcourt and Lagos could be 100,000 per car. So how much would they generate on a car? Let's say 10 million. How much would they generate to pay back that 10 million? These are things that we should find out. So basic things must be found out before we now talk about who are the institutions backing them.
All right. Let's take this call. Good morning, Ola.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you doing?
Please, I think this MBA forex official has to do with failure of the institutions, because this is not the first time as far as I'm concerned. And what baffles me most is that a lot of financial institutions, even some of their staff, are involved in this. As at yesterday, I was still discussing with a friend about this MBA, because right from onset, I told them this is fraud. There was inflation, there was crash in the capital market, there was crash in the treasury bill. How can a financial institution be offering me even 10%, 15% when treasury bill is going to as well as 2-3%? But you hear people saying, I have a sister in CBN, I have a brother in CBN. They said the money was trapped by the federal government. That when the federal government wants to hold on to individuals' money, these are what they do. Funny enough, all these things will be flying, and you will not see any regulatory agency coming on board, coming on air to denounce this. The same thing when MMM came up, there is nobody that came on board to enlighten the people, to let the people know the risk of this. I think this is appalling. It's bad. So please, those as national institutions should sit up to their responsibilities. CBN was there, SEC was there. They know this MBA Forex was collecting money from people, and they were not licensed. Nothing was heard. A lot of bankers were trapped. So what kind of negligence is that? So please, and this man is still walking the streets at the expense of people's money. A lot of people died in the process of this. A lot of people dropped out of school because of this. And this man is still living large. And the government is not just looking towards that direction. I think this is sad.
All right.
I think this is sad. But if a commoner just did something of less than 2,000, you will hear the new waves everywhere, being arrested, being molested. No, it's bad. Please.
Thank you very much, Hola. Thank you. You can feel the pain in her voice. It truly hurts. Over to WhatsApp. There's someone who might be joining that protest in Abuja. I said, Mr. Sam, these people do me strong something. Oh, please, when they want go, make I follow. That's from Smart on WhatsApp. Well, they said soon. They didn't give a date. I totally support the protest because this young man had put many people into hardship since last year, October. I invested a huge amount of money into this Forex. Chinedu, I know of a friend who invested 4 million naira in Forex trade. This, my friend, is going through hardship as I'm talking now. This man should find a way and pay us our money. All right. And still on WhatsApp, I'm pained that Nigerian financial regulators, SEC, CBN, Ministry of Finance, fold their hands and watch MBA Forex take over 170 billion. Well, I'm not sure about the figure, so I'll be very careful as to putting that out there from poor Nigerians. Nigeria government has failed to protect suffering investors. All right, I support what the last caller said. Radio stations should also help in investigating because most people believe on what they had on the news. All right, and to that I say, keep believing. Maybe the adverts, unsubstantiated miracles, would not be held liable, but to the victim, the medium of advert contributed in no small way to swindle. Simon Guest, now the EFCC has stopped and frozen the accounts of MBA Forex. It's not proper. That the government tells you how deep this goes. Final words, Professor. I really don't know what to add or subtract, but it's a sorry situation. Final words, sir.
Yeah, my final word is that people should check out things before going out to invest. And two, that it's not enough to freeze a company's account. By the NDIC, if we borrow from NDIC, such organizations, when you freeze the account, you should work out a modality to refund the account. We call it premium. Right. So if such are done, then the ask switch will be reduced.
Well, thank you very much for your time. We truly appreciate it. That's Professor Tamunonimim, Ngerebo-a, financial analyst, forensic, and chartered accountant. I'm hoping we have conversations at other times.
No problem.
For related matters. Connect with us at Nigeria Info PH with me at Sparking Oracle on all platforms. And I'm hoping you and I make better investment choices. I'm going anywhere. Hello, Port Harcourt comes up with Jude.